Hey, what's up guys? So welcome indeed to Season 26 of Diablo 2 Median XL. So if you guys are unfamiliar with it, because as a content creator that does create a lot of Diablo 3 content, when there is newer content in Diablo 2, sometimes people are wondering, what is this thing? Because this is a completely new game. This is not vanilla Diablo 2. It is called Median XL. And if you guys are new to Median XL, because every time I make a new Median XL update video for the new season, a lot of people are newer to it. So Median XL is a completely free mod and completely overhauls the game. The game is completely different, but in the most recent version log changes, basically what's new with this season, they have an entire page with all of the newer updates. The most important thing really that I want to go ahead and showcase off with today's video is going to be the new Druid update. We're going to go ahead and just start playing the Druid. That's what we're going to go ahead and do. I usually do a full playthrough of the entire just all the acts for Median XL, at least with the normal difficulty. But the game is a lot more challenging than vanilla Diablo. But the most important thing is that the bow druid has completely been overhauled. There's a lot of changes to the druid over here. So that's what we're going to go ahead and actually run with our gameplay. But that said, let's go ahead and get started and go ahead and create a new druid over here. Okay, let's go ahead and make a new ladder character, obviously new season. So we're going to go ahead and create a game. I'm just going to go ahead and do it solo. The most important thing that I think a lot of people want to know when it comes down to a new Diablo game is, are there a lot of players playing this game? Yes, there's a lot of people playing the game online. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and just create our own little game over here just so I can control the pace at which we go ahead and do things at. Now, just as a heads up, this game is not easy, but it's okay if you put the time into it. And I recommend you to watch a short tutorial, whether you watch mine or someone else's. There is a whole log that you can read as far as like what you can do in the game, but it is very, very lengthy over here. Now, just for starting out over here, you'll see that there are some changes with the inventory, just like a lot of Diablo mods, giving you more space and more optimization over here. We're going to go ahead and activate this. It just gives us some extra gold over here. But one thing I want to go ahead and do is you can change a lot of the hotkeys, which is really awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and change sprint to Q over here, as there is a sprint mechanic in this game, which I actually really like. But we won't go ahead and go over all of the dialogue in the game, but there's just like little thing that tells you your new quest update. It's a lot of quality of life things in this game. In fact, they have a built-in mechanic for the game to reveal the map, which is awesome. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and do the entirety of Act 1, at least for this part of our little gameplay. But again, if you guys are new to Median XL, definitely watch either my video guide, which I'll link down below, or you can watch someone else's. The reason why I really recommend you guys to watch a video guide on it is because there are so many new things with this game compared to vanilla Diablo. As normally there's no bow tree for Druid. Every single class has a separate skill tree that is completely different than the vanilla. In fact, there's multiple skill trees for every single class that, again, are not going to be similar to vanilla. You actually have like a more advanced like leveling skill tree. But we're going to go ahead and just kill some of these enemies and work our way towards, of course, the Den of Evil for our first quest. And because there is a sprint mechanic, you can go ahead and you can see there's a different stamina bar over here versus it being it's usually kind of like a giant rectangle. But we'll go ahead and just walk over towards the Den of Evil. But man, every single time I come back to Diablo 2, I just love the music in this game. But we'll go ahead and actually I want to level up real quick before going in there. But yeah, you got to get that faster hit recovery for sure. And if you guys haven't played Diablo 2 before, it's still a game, for me personally, that I can always come back to, and I can definitely say the game has still aged very well. That's even after playing hundreds and thousands of hours of lots of other action RPGs. Well, let's go and get rid of this guy. And then we can go ahead and put in our skill points as we are playing online over here. Not that we're playing hardcore and, dying doesn't really matter that much, it's just I don't want to walk all the way back. He's going to keep on bringing them back up, isn't he? Get rid of these guys, and probably shouldn't just stand in the fire a little bit. Is he resing it over there in the back? I just want to go ahead and put in my skill point. Okay, as the tree has completely changed over here. We actually did just get a bow. So one thing with the game, and I'll mention some of the other changes to the game. So how it works is you will pick up items already identified regardless of their rarity. So like you can see, normally you'd have to identify this, but it's a lot smoother. It's more so quality of life than anything with this game. The game is definitely going to be harder, just as a heads up. We get some movement speed on the boots. That's quite nice to have. So let's go ahead and check out this new skill tree over here. So we have Werebear, Trap Rat, and Werewolf. Then we have Hunter, Seer, and Nature, and then the reward, which is going to be way, way later down the line. Now, this game will let you go over level 100, which is really awesome. But yeah, we're obviously not going to be getting these anytime soon, at least not for this gameplay here. But since they did revamp up the Druid tree over here for the bow, I kind of want to mess around with this. Now, depending on the class that you play, you can't just go ahead and go hybrid. You can't just put a bunch of skill points into a lot of different things. You know what, do we have to have... We might have to actually have the arrows over here. I'm gonna go ahead and just, you know what, it's gonna keep on doing that. Let's go ahead and just make a portal. Also, town portals are free. You don't have to go ahead and have like your tome over there, but I think we might need some arrows to actually shoot, as that's a mechanic in Diablo 2.
Hi there. Good day.
Alright, so let's go ahead and... Do we have to actually get this? Yes, okay. It only costs 1, so you won't have to worry about that being a problem. Actually, I want to test this out, if we can actually run out, because some abilities in Diablo, they actually don't cost arrows. It's like, what is it, magic missile? I believe it doesn't cost anything, but we have a werebear morph over here. But it does require an axe or mace to use this. This one over here, the Trap Rat, which is something completely new to Diablo 2. Normally you'd have Werewolf and Werebear, but the Trap Rat is completely new. This one is with a dagger, and the Werewolf requires a sword. So they do require different weapons. Unfortunately, no bow Werewolf, which technically in Path of Exile 2, that was something that they announced, which is interesting. But I do want to go ahead and go bow, because that's what's new here. We get an Ember Spear, and we also have Harvest. It says Harvest the ground, poisoning enemies, and restoring life. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and put a point into this one over here, and we'll see that some of the other ones are grayed out right now. Again, you can put points into them later down the line, but I'm just going to go ahead, and we can already get... Wait, are we level? What is it? Is it A? Okay, so we're already level 3, so we can also get this. So we already have 2 skills to mess around with, and... Gosh, it's been so long since I played this game. I'm actually running a smaller keyboard, so I don't actually have my F key, so this is going to be strange to go ahead and utilize as... Normally, you would be able to mark these to your F keys. Like, you could go like F2 and stuff, but 2 is for potions right now, and I don't have F keys on my keyboard, so it's going to be kind of rough to swap in between skills, but we'll mess around with everything. Go ahead and just hold shift, and you can see potions are different in this game. It will regenerate 100% of your life, even the smaller potions, but it's over a course of a longer duration. Let's go ahead and go in. What's the other one? Cascade, okay. Oh, it's like a... Oh, that's pretty cool. That one has a really long cooldown, though. So I'll go ahead and set this one up for our left click. Oh, this one shoots out like the spikes. Oh, that one costs a lot of mana. Okay, so we're already out of mana. That's a really good skill. It kind of reminds me of like almost like a frozen orb mechanic. Alright. I should probably use my older keyboard for this. I didn't even think about the F keys. But we'll go ahead and see if we can get some mana pots over here. As we'll definitely need these for progression in the very beginning. Actually, I think this will be faster. Actually, can you control? Yeah, you can control, and then it'll automatically drop them. Since we don't have a stash right now, not gonna have our second row of potions, but we can go ahead and change that. Just go over to Charcy, and if we can get one, it's kind of random if she's gonna have one or not. But we'll go ahead and get some extra defense over here. Let's see. Oh, we got 2 to all attributes. We'll definitely go ahead and swap that out. We'll sell the other item. It doesn't really sell for much. It's just more so with this game, you don't have to worry about grabbing items and then selling them. Actually, I'm gonna go to Geed over here, which is the guy that's kind of like Kadala. You can actually trade with Geed too, which is awesome. So we can get the one which has extra enhanced defense over there. By how much? At 13%. Okay. Let's see what else we can get here. Yeah, okay. These are something we'll mess around with later down the line. So in this game, there's actually a lot of awesome crafting aspects to it, as you can basically get a weapon and customize it to your own liking with different recipes inside of the cube to go ahead and basically craft legendary items to kind of get the item that you want. And it's actually very easy to go ahead and craft, but later down the line you will not really be focusing 100% off of just unique items like in, like, let's say Diablo 3, which is all about legendary items. This ability is really cool though. It's like Rain of Arrows. I like that. Like I said, this is why I always come back to Median XLs, because they always deliver with like the new updates. Like sometimes they completely rework a class's entire tree, and this one, I've never played Bow Druid before. I didn't know if it was an actual thing. I remember playing a Bow Necromancer, so there's support for more of these like fantasy, like weird builds. In fact, Diablo 2 Vanilla technically had some support for a Bow Necromancer. Now, was it good? Not really, but the fact that it existed was pretty cool on its own. But yeah, we'll go ahead and clear out the Den of Evil. I think I might be overkilling that little guy over there. But yeah, we'll go ahead and complete Act 1. It's relatively short. Well, if I'm stopping and explaining things, it will take obviously more time. But yeah, the first quest, Den of Evil. Always a classic one where there's always one monster left over. But man, Diablo 2, for me personally, still aged super, super well. Like, I can always come back to this game. And it does use what I want to say is some variant of Glide to make the game look better. Now, the thing is that obviously it's not in like the 9x10 or 16x9 resolution. It's like more so 4:3 resolution, which is what Diablo was built on. Because when you start making the game in a different resolution, the AI actually doesn't work well. This is like a common question that I always see. How come they don't just make it, 1920 by 1080? Well, technically you can get mods to do that, but it does break the game. And that's because the AI simply isn't programmed. They'll basically just stand still, which it's not so much of a great look on the game when the AI is just there. But for me, as long as the gameplay is good, that's what matters to me. Okay, we got a ring, nice. We got a needle crossbow, which is this for our class? Oh, this is Necromancer. Like I said, there is a Bow Necromancer build, which is actually pretty decent. We did play it. Ooh, I don't know how many seasons ago that thing was. But now with this Mana Shrine, we should be good. So what's our quest log? Is it like one monster left or something? It's always the Den of Evil, where there's like one monster left. Or it'll be like one of those guys that keeps on bringing back the Fallen, and it's super annoying. Let me go and check all the way over here. This is like super nostalgic for me. Because last season on Median XL, I want to say I skipped out on, and I found out about the most recent season like halfway through, and I was just like, okay, I'll just wait till next season. That's how it is sometimes for games. It's just there's too many games that maybe come out at a certain time, and I forget. Or let's go ahead. Oh, we'll get some life regen, more life regen over here, and don't worry about actually. Oh, $1 attributes. I'm gonna go ahead and take that over. Don't worry about selling your items in town. You can't actually use your... there's a lot of one-letter rune words. This is more so for early game. Just kind of helps you get started. And I think that's going to round it up over here. And now we can go ahead and go right back. And we'll get our mercenary. In fact, I think 2 seasons ago, they really changed up the mercenaries. The mercenaries are awesome in this game. So let's go ahead and go to Akara, get the extra skill point. And we'll also get, let's see what else we can get. Like I said, we're not going to get the reward anytime soon, but we'll go ahead and get, what I plan to do is go ahead and put 1 point into at least everything. So I'm going to go ahead and just put 1 point into everything, and we'll see how the class progresses. Usually with Diablo, you don't want to do that because you want to go ahead and kind of have a more direct build. What's this one do? Oh, this one summons a spirit. Oh, what does this spirit even do? I don't know. We're just going to activate everything. So I've got a whole poison cloud. Oh, okay. So let's see what this actually does. I just went ahead and used it. So it harvests the ground, poisoning enemies and restoring life. So you get some heals and some damage. Unfortunately, poison in Diablo, it does technically have a huge amount of damage, but it just takes too long. And then we have the Elven Song, summon an Elven Spirit whose song charms nearby enemies. Sings 10 times or until no target is nearby. The cooldown is 20 seconds. And it does happen to have life, so I guess it basically... I want to say charming makes it so they fight for you, but I'm actually not positive. We'll go ahead and mess around with this a little bit. Oh, there's some newer mechanic. with this. It looks like if we hold still, we got some type of buff over here. Now, buffs are displayed. That's another really nice feature. I don't know how that was activated. What's this over here? This is some sort of a buff. Oh, we got another mana shrine. This is awesome. All right, since we got this extra mana shrine, I'm just going to go ahead and focus in on as much DPS as possible. That thing actually has a really low cooldown. But I like this ability. I mean, it just clings up. It reminds me of, like, Frozen Orb. It's a projectile that goes forward and a bunch of spikes come out of it, which I guess is part of, like, the nature Druid. In fact, I think what they used, since they do modify, like, already existing things that are in the game, which I actually prefer versus creating something new. Because I know with some Diablo mods, when they add stuff that's not like vanilla in the game, as in like they just like create their own thing or they take it from another game, people don't like it. Whereas like the Arrow Storm is really cool. I like that. It looks good in the game. But I'm hoping that we'll be able to get some other new skill that's going to be really awesome for the Druid later down the line to show off, at least in this video. As sometimes, I'm sure you guys understand that like some of the coolest skills for certain classes might be towards the end, like we don't get them for a while. But I like the opener of throwing down the Cascade, and then, oh actually we need to go to Burial Grounds first, as I really like to go ahead and get the Mercenary, as the Mercenaries in this game are very, 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 very powerful. In Diablo 2, you basically had to go ahead and get rune words onto the Mercenary to be a little bit more viable. Basically, Act 2 Mercenaries were the only ones people used. But in this, you can get a shape-shifting Mercenary, which is one of my favorites. And that one is acquired actually from Act 2. But there's a lot more to this game. Let's go ahead and grab this. I guess we can grab the Quilted Armor too. And the little number next to it is the item's like level. Kind of like a tiered system, which we'll be able to craft. Later, I'll show off that mechanic. It's not going to be in the first act here, but we'll be able to craft our own legendary items, which will be a really cool feature over here. And another really awesome feature with this mod is you can see, well, once we get in range of the boss, we'll be able to see like the boss's HP in the center, and it just really looks cool. I just love like almost everything that they've done, I would say, with this game is what I would consider like in a positive direction. Some mods, they'll change something, and like I've played Path of Diablo 2, that's another very popular Diablo mod. However, I'm not really a fan of the teleport mechanic. Basically, they may not have a cooldown, which, I mean, it's supposed to balance out the game, and technically, yeah, it makes the other classes a little bit faster, because technically the Sork isn't just going to blow them out of the water. Because generally, when you play vanilla Diablo, you start off with a sorcerer. Sorry, I just got distracted by all the enemies over here. So we'll go ahead and see if she dropped anything. There's a short bow over here. Let's go ahead and TP right back, and then we'll get our Mercenary. But I don't want the one that they give to us for free.
Good evening.
And in this one, they don't give you one for free. Normally it gives you one. So you have Priestesses and you have Rangers over here. And we'll see if we can get a higher level. Okay, we got Sharon over here, which is level 7. And you can see that they can actually equip, I don't know if they can equip the Necro ones. I know that their most recent patch notes, because I did kind of briefly look at them. I didn't read everything because I kind of like the surprises.
I'll put that to good use.
Actually, I'm going to use this one for myself. I'd rather have all attributes. They added more things that you can equip to the Mercenary in terms of like the items. And you don't have to worry about selling any of your items, so you don't have to like clog up your inventory. Actually, I think our Mercenary can go ahead and use this.
Put that to good use.
But yeah, I'll actually, for part 2, I'll actually swap to my keyboard. Otherwise, it's not too enjoyable to hit S, swap to the skill, as I just don't have any F keys. I have to like hold a function button, and it's just not going to be very smooth. But it's okay. I'm perfectly fine with these two skills. And then next skill is level 12, so we'll get there in a couple levels. We'll go rescue Cain, and we'll kill Andariel. Nice, we got a stamina shrine, so we can go super fast through this act. But if you haven't played Diablo 2 before, I could still recommend playing vanilla Diablo, as you know, I recently just dropped some Diablo 3 videos. Most people are interested in the new Diablo season as well, but this season is already live, which is awesome for season 26. so used to hitting the F keys, but they're not there, so I end up hitting just like the numbers. Then we have a skill shrine over here. You can still stack your shrines, which is awesome. Got the cool barrel over there. Nice build up. You know, I totally forgot to put all the. Ooh, this is for Druid, isn't it? If I remember correctly. We don't have enough strength over here. It's not really something that's too insane, but like for most of the stat requirements, I'm guessing I'm going to need some sort of strength. It's usually like strength index. Oh, you know what? This grants us... we need one more. Unlike PoE, if it gives you the stats, you can't just like swap it. As long as this granted us the strength. Maybe it would. But you can respec later in this game with the skill points too. I mean, you obviously have a Kara that does it like for free. But you'll also get... these items that will, I think it's called the Bella Madonna, which will let you actually just respec as well. Alright, let me double check if I got the waypoint, and then Dark Wood. Oh, there's a jewel over here. Now, I did mention that there are one word rune words, and if something has 2 sockets in this, or more sockets than I guess what you need, what you can do in this game, which is really awesome. Oh, I see how this mechanic works. All right, so this is a whole new mechanic. Probably should have read it. It probably even says in the build. So how this new Druid works, because it's a new mechanic. This little arrow shot has to be activated. Let's see, projectile focuses the hunter for a more complex shot. So this sets up that you can activate your cascade. So it let's see, it says. Requires steady aim, consumes steady aim. So I guess we have like our primaries and then our detonators, if that kind of makes sense. That's cool. I like that idea. See, this is the kind of stuff that's like more advanced, I would say, that this game does offer. We get that focus and restraint build. Yeah, give us a lot of skill shrines over here. But like I said, they do allow you to have map hack. Or map reveal, whatever you really want to call it, because I'm guessing in some of the areas it won't be, it won't really matter too much. I mean, for me, it's more of a quality of life thing. But, you know, I could maybe put some points into mana. Usually I just level up, but like later down the line I can respec. But it just makes the leveling process just so much easier. I'm just going to slam it all in right in there. It's probably unnecessary, but it makes it so much smoother for me in terms of playstyle. So far I'm digging the build. We obviously are going to get a new skill in 2 levels. It's super dark over here. Alright, let's go to the tree. Crusher. I feel like this is it's really strong right now, but again, the game gets very difficult, especially when you go to the other difficulties. One thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to grab the waypoint for Dark Wood, and then what we're going to do is we will go ahead and be able to warp back in. It's a lot easier. Also, one thing that's nice with this game is there's no penalties for death. You do have to like pay for your mercenary again, I believe. But in terms of like XP loss, which is like when you see how hard this game becomes, you'll understand. It's a nice touch. We got a new amulet over there. We'll go ahead and grab that. Where is the waypoint? And you can move around the mini-map. It's not locked to the top left. You can reposition it. So yeah, I thought that this was on a cooldown before. It's just that we have to activate it, and that's what this little buff is. It's letting us know. Let's go ahead and go right back. And then we have to go ahead and go to Okara. And she'll translate the stones. I think you have to right click on it. And that they greatly increase the speed on that. And let's go and see if we have any upgrade over here. So I believe, let me see. This will be better.
I'll put that to good use.
Okay. This is Necro only. Let's see what this grants us. Minus cold res, so I wonder if that's supposed to be for us. Physical damage reduced by 2 or 1 energy. Well, I'll take the extra energy because that's more mana at the end of the day. So go back to Stony Fields, go save Deckard Cain, and then move on down. So all the quests in this game are the same, but there are newer quests, but we're not going to get to them, at least not in this part. As I always love coming back to this game and just seeing what they've updated, and I always come back to Diablo 2 once in a while. There's also Project Diablo that will be coming out, I believe, next week. So we're going to be doing a lot of Diablo content on this channel. And on top of that, obviously, ooh, with the new Season 22. We almost died over there. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and re-equip these, and then we'll make a portal over here, just in case. What's this one? Actually, I totally forgot about this. Almost I think almost every class has like an innate skill, like you had in Diablo 1, which was the coolest thing, and I wish they never removed it in Diablo, going into Diablo 2. That was removed. So you have invoked the power of the wild to strengthen self or target allies, so it lasts 120 seconds. You get 20% attack speed, extra physical damage, and elemental spell damage. That's really cool. So it's like the paladin aura, so that's cool. And it lasts 2 minutes. There's just so much in this game. Every time I come back, I just love it. Because again, this plays super different than vanilla Diablo, obviously. Griswold's pretty strong. He used to drop like a special box. That was phased out a long time ago, but he does... Oh, he used to always drop a unique armor. But we'll go ahead and go up to Wirt. That is technically unique. Oh, another nice quality of life thing. I'm sure some of you guys already noticed it. But, oh, she has that ability? That's, oh gosh, I forgot what the name of it. But it is on the Amazon. It's basically like a giant circular spin attack.
Deckard Cain, leave this place.
I like how Cain is able to go back, but you can't go back in the same portal. So, he'll identify items for free, but it's kind of worthless in this because everything's free anyways. Is this a gem shrine? Oh no, we already got that one. So we'll go ahead and continue through. Is there a potion somewhere? This game tends to drop a lot more potions too for heals, as Diablo, like vanilla, just it didn't really do that thing. Like I said, I'm so used to the F keys. Reactivate our buff. Go. Go back to this, and we are 12. Okay, so new skills time. All right. Let's go ahead and find out where the next area is. Actually, if I do this, can I like move it? Okay, I can. Like I said, I'm playing on a keyboard that doesn't have the F keys, or it doesn't have arrow keys. It's a really tiny keyboard just to save space. For more mouse space. Okay, so in our skill tree, we have a new skill called Heartseeker. Projectile magical homing arrows that seek out your foes. Let's get that. And then we have Infectious Root. It's a spell that grows poisonous roots that infect enemies. Okay, so like I said, we're going to try out every new skill that we can. We'll do Heartseeker and the new skill, this one over here. Does it require us to have a certain weapon? Or does it... Oh, this one also requires us to like have a buff. Oh, this is a different buff. And I'm sure different skills will... What the heck? Oh, that's like the what is it called? The carrion thing? Oh, that's a really good ability. But what does this requires bow or crossbow? Does this one maybe require a target?
Impossible.
Is this like a very specific? This is a short bow. Oh, this one, you know what it does? It requires us to use steady aim. The Infectious Root is like melting everything. It is over a duration, but I think it's really good. So let's go ahead and use this new skill, because this one also requires it. Okay. I like this skill, though. Ooh! That looked... Dude, that looked awesome. Wow. Like I said, guys, this is not sponsored, by the way. I genuinely like Median XL, and I've been playing it for years. Oh, that's a really cool looking skill. And, you know, obviously doing that and doing that. This would be awesome for like single target DPS. I guess our left click right here is fantastic for just clearing out lots of the trash. And then we have a really great, like, elite killer. Or I can just mix it up. Oh my gosh, this druid is just... The bow druid is strong. Now, is it too strong? I mean, some of you guys that might be looking at vanilla Diablo and it's like, oh, this is so OP. The thing is like I said, the game will get very, very hard. The first act is not too bad. In fact, I would say up until you get to Act 4, you should be pretty, like, good. You won't have to do too much, like, research or reading, but the game does get a lot more difficult. And actually, technically got a little bit easier within the past couple seasons, as a lot of people were saying it was too hard. And to be honest, if you don't like do your research on this game, it will be too hard when you get into the harder difficulties. But don't worry, I'm confident that if you decide to watch my videos or other people's videos on this game, you can do it. And it will feel rewarding. It almost more so feels like games back in the day where, like, the game didn't tell you everything, right? And I personally like that as a game design decision, to where, like, it doesn't say, hey, did you know that you could do this? Hey, did you, like, I just want to play the game. I don't mind discovering things on my own. And at least with this game, it gives you, like, a giant log that you can read, but I know for some people it's like, I don't want to read, I just want to play the game, and I get you. One thing with Diablo 2 that you have to be cautious of is running into lots of hit stun, as faster hit recovery will be a stat that you want to take into consideration, which was completely deleted in more recent Diablo or even action RPG titles, because people don't like losing control of their character. We just need to make sure we don't die here. In fact, we're just going to rush to the waypoint, as we are out of potions. So let's go ahead and go back. And with gold in this game, I mean, earlier on, I'm just going to use it for gambling.
Good day.
So we're going to go ahead and, I mean, most of the stuff won't sell for anything, for the most part. It's like just selling for one. And what this allows you to do is it tries to make it so you don't, like, pick up a bunch of stuff just so you can sell it for gold, even though that's totally what I'm doing. Oh, we did get this. Okay, so like I was saying, you cannot disenchant this, by the way, but you can normally disenchant uniques. So this is what we get for killing Griswold. That's why I was like, wait, it usually drops it. But this is really nice in the very beginning. You get 10 to all attributes, 50 life. It's a nice thing to go ahead and grab. In fact, you can just make a new game, and then you grab one for your mercenary, which is usually what we do, but I'm just going to go ahead and stay in for this one. But yeah, we'll go to Geed. We'll see if we can get any movement speed boots. Do I sell them? No. I had another pair of movement speed boots, but usually any boots. Ooh, these are 20s. I'll take the 20s over here, and I'll give her the 10s. And the mercenaries are a lot stronger in this one. Normally the mercenaries, they just die instantly, and it's kind of frustrating. But let's see if we can actually gamble for anything over here. I can maybe go for a belt, as our belt's not too good right now. Let's see what we get. 3 doll attributes. All right. Well, that will go to our mercenary now. And I think that's all we can go ahead and go for. We have 2,000. Let's see if there's anything else that maybe we can go for. I'm just going to get rid of all these. They're not really going to be useful for us. Actually, what is hers? I'd rather... I think the Magic Find works on the mercenaries too in Diablo 2. But I believe how it works is the person that has the stats of the Magic Find, it has to be them getting that last hit. So is that Barbarian Helms? Let's go ahead and see if there's... we're definitely not buying any of those. Is there a bow? No, we can't afford it. And we'll go back to... Oh, we need to go ahead and buy potions. That's why we came back to the town in the first place. So go ahead and buy a bunch of these. Buy a couple mana pots too. I don't know if they have anything that will be... Oh, actually, you know what? That's probably all the stuff that we sold to them. Alright. So we'll go ahead and go right back. I like that ability. Like, it shoots out from us, then it just homes in on all the targets. This actually looks... Let's see if this has sockets. Most things do happen to have sockets. Oh, mana after each kill. Let's go ahead and throw this in. Damage. The damage is really bad on this. We'll probably end up swapping it later. A light crossbow over here. Oh, we got another sapphire. Awesome. There's new gems in this game too. What is this? What is it, 4 to 7? There are newer enemy attacks as well. So let's check out what we got. So it's 4 to 7. What does this give us? Anything? It's just resistances. I think this is like a... No, this is very fast, and this is still fast. Normally, I believe how crossbows work. Oh, it's not even socketed. I mean, the damage is just so much better. No, you know what? We don't have the bolts. That's right. We do require that. And if I remember correctly, you just have to have one. Yeah, I don't think this is using the quivers. I think you just have to have it. And I believe that this game's quivers do have stats, like more so in Diablo 3. Diablo 2, you just had quiver or bolt, and they would just use it as basically ammo. And it's just more of a hassle, and this makes it a little bit better for quality of life. I believe you can review. These guys are hitting a little bit harder. Maybe we should go ahead and get some vitality. Usually how Diablo is, you just slam everything into vitality later after you get your requirements, but I don't even know what we're going to be getting for our uniques. There's going to have more new uniques in the game. Let's go grab the belt as well. Ooh, that's pretty nice. Got vitality.
I'll put that to good use.
And let's see. This is, we don't have enough strength for this. This is 8 to 11. So we'll go ahead and actually start slamming some more points into strength. So in 2 levels, we'll be able to use that and have some more extra damage. Let's see if these actually grant us movement speed. Most of the boots in this game will grant you movement speed, which is excellent in terms of a game design decision. I think it might be, isn't it here where we get the Roderick Malice? I think they've changed up the quest. You used to be able to get the Roderick Malice, which would actually let you disenchant items from this quest, but I think they've moved it over to Andariel. Like, they do a few different changes just for quality of life, and, you know, different people want different things. It's not like you're going to need to disenchant ASAP anyway, because we haven't even gotten one unique or legendary item yet. But in this game, they're not the end-all items. You can get really cool items by crafting, which is a really cool system. But if you want uniques, there are definitely uniques in this game that you can build builds around. You know, I like this skill and all, but I want to go ahead and use this. Actually, we might be getting new skills pretty soon. 16, I believe. I like this arrow one that just like rains down a little bit more. It just seems to cover more area. And on top of that, the other one will probably be better for like single target. And we'll come up to Andariel and we'll do it on Andariel. But you can see our mana is really good earlier on in this game compared to like Vanilla Diablo is really rough in the very beginning for mana resource. You just simply don't have it. Let's go ahead and equip some of these. Now we don't even need mana potions. Normally I think you get 2 rows of potions with just the regular belt, but in this game, I want to say in Act 2 you can get it, but we just won't have it right now. We'll just fine. It's not that big of a deal. We can manage. Unfortunately, that doesn't break all the barrels. I was hoping it would. Alright, so we'll get this waypoint. I'll actually need to go back into town. We'll go and grab some more potions. But yeah, if you made it this far in the video, and you are confused on anything, I definitely recommend you guys to watch the video to learn this game a little bit more, which is like a small little tutorial on like some of the in-game mechanics of Media XL. Coming up to Balefire, which is a boss. Not like a lot of healing potions in here. Like I said, they do drop a lot of more potions in this game. And I believe these guys are from actually Diablo 1, which I actually think they work perfect in Diablo 2. I wonder why they removed them. The Black Knights. I also really like the Succubus in Diablo 1 as well. But their outfits aren't so family friendly. Okay, let's see if we get new skills to mess around with. Okay, so at 18. So 2 more levels. Which we should be able to hit before the end of this act. But yeah, I've been waiting for this update for a while because, like I said, I skipped out last league like halfway through. I'm like, they added the new like season, and I just didn't play it. Because I feel like I always want to do something at the start, and if I don't get to, then I feel like I kind of missed out on it if I didn't do it at the start. I think my mercenary actually had the ability. Let's go ahead and swap back to this thing, the Heart Seeker. Yeah, I'll have to be like slightly close, otherwise collision is an issue with this. Let's go see what this is. Doesn't really give us anything. It gives us a lot of defense though. This gives us extra, not 1%, 1 life regen. I think the extra 40 defense will be worth it, and I plan to scale my strength up anyways, so I can use this 8 to 11, which will grant us a lot more damage. So instead of 10 to 14, we'll be dealing a lot more damage now. But I will, however, need to go back to town, so I can go ahead and get those bolts instead. In fact, what I should do, was it W? Okay. Yeah, a little bit of rubber band over there. But I'll do this. So when we swap, we can swap between them. If I happen to get a skill that requires, let's say, a different one. I'm not sure if they're going to actually do that in this game. So I'll go and buy the bolts. I think she's talking about Roderick Malice. I'll actually upgrade the bolts if I can. I think it's actually in a previous area. But I'll do that quest regardless. I actually kind of like the root thing. As those things don't have to actually like connect, it's more so it just kind of activates. But yeah, gold is very nice in this game. You'll be using it to craft things, but don't worry about too much in the very beginning on collecting gold because you don't get very much. Wait, what does this one require?
Impossible.
Is it just cooldown? I'm not sure what the mechanic. Let me read it maybe. That doesn't say anything.
Okay.
Oh, I think I know how it works. There has to be something that's dead because it's. Is that how it works? So I was using it perfectly fine before. Or is this like a 3-part skill? Well, I have to use one of these. Oh, that's interesting. So there's a 3-part mechanic to this game. Okay. I'll try. We'll try to mess around with the. Oh, that's a really long cooldown. 20 seconds. Oh, okay. That'll maybe be okay for some bosses. And I'm gonna go back to this Cascade. It's just more consistent. For me, at least. Let's see what the ruby does. Oh, and the gems do different things than in vanilla as well. That's probably something I should have mentioned earlier. The rejuve potions. I'm gonna go ahead and read what these do in this game. I believe it is different. Okay, so the rejuves over here. Okay. Usually how people liked using the rejuves because those were instant. I guess it's just a faster timer because these are over 9, this is over 8 seconds. But this one does do both. I'll get rid of these gargoyle traps. Alright. There's a skill shrine over there. I wonder if you can charm the bosses in this game. I doubt it, but you never know. We'll try to charm Andario. And we're almost level 18 in Act 1, which is quite nice. We got new potential armor. Actually, there's nothing that's really going to beat. Okay, she can use that. There we go. This is Eth. We have an Eth. We have a belt. It needs to be gray though. Non-magic. But I don't know if I mentioned this. But when you have, I think I started talking about it, but I might have gotten sidetracked. When there is an item that's like a one word, one rune word, what you can do to block out the other socket is just if you use a jewel in it, but you have to use the jewel first, and then you could basically block out one of the sockets. You still get the extra stats on it, which is nice. But yeah, you should still keep on the lookout. And there's a page that will have all of the rune words. Actually, just I think on level 3 there's a waypoint. No, is it 4? Okay. Well, let's just hope we don't die. I don't think I got the waypoint in catacombs, which I actually do want. The reason why I want it is because I will be farming Andariel later. Because we'll be getting a unique off of Andariel. Every time you kill Andariel, she will drop a unique. Let's go ahead. Do we get the... Oh, it's kind of far. Like I said, it is important to mention this, though, because if you guys are using this as like a, I want to play this game, you know, I'm going to tell you guys everything over a very long course of time, though, because I don't want to overwhelm someone that's just hopping into the game, which is too much content. As you know, that is a thing with Path of Exile, where I do these Path of Exile playthroughs almost every season when there's like a new league that is happening or a new expansion. And if I go over too much, it overwhelms them. Like the first set of videos will have legitimately 10 times the amount of views as the very end. Because I don't think people make it through. They get excited about Path of Exile every single time there's a new announcement and I do like a full walkthrough and guide. But the amount of people that are able to go from the start to the end, it's about, I'd say 1 out of 10 players actually makes it towards the end of the Path of Exile content. And that's because the game is not the easiest to follow. Where Diablo is a much more casual game to go ahead and play. This one is a good mixture. Oh, you know, I forgot about Mark of the Wild. Let's go and cast... Where's my mercenary? Sharon, I'm going to give her some buffs too. And let's go ahead and do the Elven Song over here as well. So go ahead and charm everything. We'll go ahead and start cascading on top of them. Like, if I could only hotkey these to some F keys, the gameplay would look a lot more exciting. And I totally spaced out on that. I think you can rebind some extra stuff, though, in this game, which I probably should have looked at, but it's alright. We're here now. But yeah, you can reset up the keybinds. This guy is just immune to damage. Is he just healing up like crazy? Right, why is he... Okay, I don't know. That guy is just unkillable. Now, Andariel's a little bit more difficult in this one. You definitely want to watch out for her poison. Her poison will absolutely shred, like, everything. And also her meteor showers. This is a newer mechanic. You actually have to dodge these. If you don't, you will melt very fast. Although, you know what, with this priestess, and like this bow druid, I don't know, like, the base stats on him are very, very nice. You know, I'll go back to this. She's just melting. We have Callus of Disenchantment. Okay. So since we're not going to use his axe, I will show you one mechanic to how to kind of craft. Next part in our playthrough, because I'll play through all the acts. I love coming back to this game, like I mentioned before. But this is a unique or legendary item, if you will. It's got okay stats over here, definitely better than what we have. But since it's a bow druid, we won't be able to make great use out of it. So what we can do is we can go ahead and throw it into the Heraldric Cube, and you can see the Heraldric Cube is huge. You have a lot of space for a lot of new gameplay mechanics. Go ahead and throw in the Catalyst of Disenchantment. You also have a hotkey. It's C by default, but I'll just click on it. And you can see we'll get Arcane Shards. When we get 5 Arcane Shards, we can get an Arcane Crystal, and we can start actually crafting our own uniques. The little, like, one next to it is how much we have. And on the items, you'll see that there's a parentheses, like 1, or I don't think we have any tier 2 items. But when you craft the item, when you craft, well, you can use the, I think it's 2 Arcane Shards and an Oil of Enhancement. I believe the recipe, if I remember correctly. But you can actually craft unique items. So what I would do is, because there's always newer legendaries, I'd go visit the Median XO website, and I would check out under, let's say, like light crossbows, what there is to go and craft. I'll dip more into that in the next part of our playthrough, as what I plan to do at least is I'm going to go ahead and farm Andariel. maybe 9 more times. It depends on, you know, maybe she's going to be dropping more uniques, but I'm going to farm this up so I can get 2 arcane crystals so I can craft something, but I'll resume that for the next part, as I'll kind of skip out on the boring stuff if I'm farming for something over here. Unfortunately, we didn't get any uniques along the way, but you might have gotten some uniques, and if you're not using them, go ahead and disenchant them. So now we'll go to Wharf, and we'll go ahead and make it to Act 2 over here. So we'll go ahead and go east, skip out on the cutscene, and we are at Act 2. So now that we're in Act 2, we'll go ahead and call it for this part of our little playthrough on Medium XL with our bow Druid. But we have 2 new skills to mess around with, so let's at least check those out real quick before we sign out. So we have Barkskin. Passive, your connection to nature makes you more resilient. You have 50 maximum life and 10% bonus. That's pretty nice. You also have, some of them, I didn't mention this, but just like in, I think it was a 1.1 or 1.11 in Diablo, where they added synergies to where you can put points into something else and it would give you increased stats. But that's just a free passive, so we don't need to go over Barkskin over here, which is just a nice thing to have. We have Pathfinder. Oh, this is just another passive anyways. Increases your damage and mobility. Enemy lightning and cold resists are always reduced by your fire pierce. So I guess if we have Fire Pen, we also get lightning and cold. Okay. So just get as much Fire Pen. So our current skill level, we get Deadly Strike, which I believe in Diablo, I'm not sure if it's there in Mini XL, which I believe is actually a crit. We get extra move speed and innate elemental damage +2, and the synergies are 1% Deadly Strike per base level and 1.25 innate elemental damage per base level. And then our skill at 24 is going to be a Bear Companion. So that will be kind of cool over here to mess around with. And then we have Harvester, summon a ferocious plant creatures. So it's also more, I guess, it's more traditional, or we will still have some summoning pets. We're just going to get that level 24. But in terms of this is older mechanic. We have a lot of skill points. We should probably invest into Steady Shot as that's kind of our requirement here. But I guess this is more of a summoning build, which we'll maybe dip into as we can go to Okara, we can reset, or we can get the, I think it's the Bella Madonna also. But what I'm going to do is I want to show you something really cool before we end this part of our little playthrough here. Gosh, this is going to be such a long video. I'm going to remove everything because we're going to get a new mercenary. So, Rip Sharon, we're going to get the Shapeshifter. We're going to get the highest one. Mizan over here is 17, so I'm going to go ahead and get that. Usually the mercenaries, like the highest one that you get is 1 level over or under what your current level is. Another thing you can do, I should have mentioned this at the very beginning, but if you hit R as in rabbit, you can actually reveal the map. At least that's the default key, which is basically like the map reveal. So this guy over here, he is a shapeshifter. And he also can go ahead and buff up, which is awesome. So we have our shape-shifting Druid, I guess, as our mercenary, but we also happen to have the ability to shapeshift as well. But we'll mess around and we'll respec and kind of build into that. These 2 new skills, well, I can't really show them off as they're basically just passive stats that are going to go ahead and increase our damage. And I wish we could mouse over this and it would tell us exactly what it does. But we can go ahead and maybe we need to move a little bit further out of town over here, and we can go buff the mercenary as well. But yeah, we'll go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and farm Andariel until I can get those. And I'm going to go to the website, which I'll also link down below in case any of you guys are playing like another class and you want to go ahead and craft a separate unique than what I'm crafting. But we'll go ahead and get all the materials, we'll get everything ready, and in the next part, we'll go ahead and craft a new item for our character. And I might actually go do Griswold again and get another Akara's robe for my mercenary. But anyways, thanks for tuning in for part 1 of our Medium XL Season 26 playthrough of the new enhanced, reworked Druid, as they changed up the character quite a bit. But like I said, I had never played Bow Druid. I didn't even know if it was a thing before, but it is pretty powerful, at least from the looks of it right now. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys, and if you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. And if you are new here and want to see more content with Diablo just in general, because we'll do Diablo 2, 3, and technically I've uploaded a few Diablo 1 mods. There's a couple cool mods from the Russian Diablo community that we have covered. That one is really hard though. But anyways, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and turn on those notifications if you want to be up to date, as I'll do the entire full playthrough of the new Medium XL Season 26 and Diablo Season 22's PTR. We just dropped some videos on that as well. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next video, and I'm signing out. Peace.